folks. Weatherman Sam, man in a big green hat. I'm here in Fairview, Tennessee at Bowie Nature Park. It's an interesting little spot. There's tons of trails and things to do. We're going to make a crazy little loop and see all the little hidden springs and all the hidden lakes if we have time. And just out for some adventure. Let's go see what we find. Here's the route we're going to do. We started up here at the picnic area. We're going to take the Stark Springs Trail all the way down to Turnbull, then come up and come back this way down the Bluff Trail. See Lake Anna and Lake Bird, and just a short trail to that spring there, and then come down and see the hidden lake, the upper lake on the Loblolly Loop, and then back at Lake Van. Just a few little blackberries left. It's largely been picked clean. Nothing left to eat now. We had a lot of rain recently. Water not for human consumption. It's the old spring house, or it is a... Oh yes, that's definitely a spring. Lots and lots of ferns through here. It's a good distraction from the wide road that is the trail. But I guess I should give you a history of the park itself. It was owned by a family, a bunch of siblings that moved here for health reasons, and this land was more or less destitute. It was old farmland and rutted, and there was nothing here basically. Gorgeous little spot, stream. And the people that own it were determined to restore it to something, and they planted thousands and thousands of trees. And then eventually the land was all donated to the city to make a park out of. What a wonderful little thing it's become. No easy way down to this. Initially I thought this was a sink, but this bermed up all on the other around this. This is a former pond of some kind. Not much water in it at the moment. Love all the moss on this trail. I mean, even if it is wide enough, you can get a very large vehicle down it. But this day is so wet, it's just completely covered in moss here. Little grasses and things. We come out in this clearing, this weird hillside. We are directly below Lake Anna. Now I'm climbing up through all that grass to see it. It will be one of the things we see on the way back. I am kind of scouring the hillside here in hopes of seeing some wildflowers. Nothing so far. A fallen tree has backed up a little area, made a little pond of sorts. Right here at an interesting spot. It's really huge, nice bridge. And that leads down to the water itself. And every bridge here that I've come across, this is just for hikers only, for hikers and mountain bikers, and then there's a separate path for horses. We're down here on Turnbull Creek, or Little Turnbull Creek, and there's a cascade way up there. But then, that caught my eye. That's the biggest little something I've seen so far. Cool little bridge. In the wintertime, oh, you'd have a great view of that cascade down there. And also this little hidden pond. This is a really neat spot. A little spring, a little pond that seeps moving alongside the trail. We have Little Turnbull Creek on one side and this on the other. Kind of stark contrast in colors. That orange and the crystal clear waters of the creek. Really hard to imagine that this area, all of this was just clear flat. There was nothing here. There were no trees, there was nothing. It was just wasteland and gullies, and now it is so rich, so full of life. How quickly a lot of changes here. We're at the crossing with the ford of Turnbull Creek, and there's barely any water at all. But look, this has interesting little crevices. You go from something to an ankle breaker very quickly. That's pretty cool. This will help create all these little cascades and things along it. It's a massive root bow here. It's an upturned tree. If I had to guess, it's probably about 10 feet high. I'm 5'9". And my hiking staff, about another 5 feet, 6 feet, and I just touched the top of it there. Across our little horse friend again, and I'm not so sure who was more surprised, me or her. She was curious how I cut through. It was my first time here, and in total how I did it. And if you stick to the perimeter trail, it kind of goes all the way around. There's tons and tons of blackberries. So maybe we'll run across some of those, but I don't know how long we'll be on this perimeter trail if we'll get to an open area like that. We'll see. Really large pines on this section of the perimeter trail. You can't really get down to the creek itself from here very well. Just kind of walking alongside it, still hear it gurgling and whatnot. And the path is narrowed a bit from what it was much earlier. I'm loving these tall pines through here. It's really nice. Oh yeah. That's a nice little spot, huh? Things just full and full of those little cascades. Well, we've come up on another bridge here, and I think I may have missed a turn. I'm not sure. We may have got off on a little trail that I didn't mean to, but it all kind of interconnects, so just enjoy it. Black-eyed Susans are one of the few little wildflowers I've seen out here. Still hanging on. So the lady caught me by surprise with a question on the bridge back there, and I went completely brain dead or something for a minute. The difference between a brook and a stream, or a brook, a stream, and what this is, a creek. The brooks and creeks are types of streams. Streams are any body of water that follows a water course or a channel or something like that. A brook is a very small and shallow stream. A creek is kind of medium size. It's smaller than a river, but it's bigger than a brook. So that's the difference between a brook, stream, and creek. Okay, so we are backtracking. Right as you cross that bridge, if I just look to the right, where I was looking at the wildflowers, that's the trail that I was wanting to do that I thought I'd already missed. And I'm up here, but I want to avoid all this extra walk. So we're going to backtrack to the bridge and take that up. Well, I found the trail. There's nothing more than a game trail now. It's so seldom used. So I guess we'll just go back the way I was going. We are moving down the White Pine Trail now. A nice quiet area of the forest. Some understory trees here. See these giant pines. Really nice. Well, that was short-lived. The White Pine Trail continues that way. And there's some wetlands, but even after all the rain this morning, they don't look like much. Instead, we're going to go down the Bluff Trail and then connect up to see Lake Anna and some of the other little lakes. The only thing I can say about the Bluff Trail is that there are no bluffs. It is a nice walk through the woods, and also kind of the big berm, the hillside, as a bluff. Then I guess that's it. But don't expect a really nice rock outcropping, in other words. Well, there's the bluff. Been waiting for a while, and there's Turnbull Creek down below. It's kind of that rocky section that we saw across the way was this bluff, but there's no way to view it from here, unfortunately. Huge stand of pines here, dying, all dying. I can tell that a lot of them are white pines too. I don't know if this is storm damage or beetles or what, but it's unfortunate. You can see all this undergrowth beginning to come up again. There's a real good view of Lake Anna. I'd rather be in the woods here than exposed out on the levee. I tell you, this little area through here is just so nice. Just really enjoy these little hidden gems and things. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see some of the natural wonders of the world, and well, some of them tourist traps now. But there's something to be said for just finding a random little park like this, and no one else around. Just enjoying. Turtle right there. Yeah, if you found picnic shelter number 3 here, well then you've also found Lake Bird. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like a trail goes along the outer perimeter of this one. It is a small lake. And they do allow fishing here, FYI. I didn't come to fish today. So we're up on the berm here. Be quiet, see if it's coming this way. That's a great blue heron. Oh, I have to see if I can get a photograph of it. I didn't see it earlier. But here's Lake Bird. I'll show you how everything kind of intersects with each other. There's the intersection we came up, and we went down to go to Turnbull Creek. If you just come straight up this hill, you'll be to the lake. Probably a really easy missed spot for a lot of folks. Just read the weird symbols on the map. There's kind of a hatched area that's sort of meant to showcase this grassy area. The main trail continues that way. But this little grassy area leads up to a spring on Hickman Branch. I want to see that spring. Drop to the right. There's a little open spot. Man-made structure there. And this is the spring that feeds Hickman Branch. It's just barely a trickle today. We're back to feeling like an old dirt road just anywhere. It's nice though. We're on the Loblolly Loop. But it's important to note here, if you're taking this inner route, kind of like I am, to keep away from the perimeter trail and kind of see some more of the interesting stuff, it's this one that you want in order to see the upper lake on one side and maybe the hidden lake on the other. We missed the hidden lake on the way in, walked right past it, didn't know it was there. But so it's well named, I guess. I think it's probably the last two interesting spots along this little 4-mile route out of, I believe they have 17 miles of trail here. It's remarkable. It's really, really gorgeous. And I just spotted Hidden Lake. So they have an outdoor classroom set up here, including what looks like a makeshift shelter. Hidden Lake. Well, that's 2 adventures in a row. I've come across a little turtle friend. Good to see you, buddy. I'm not gonna bother you, though. You don't have to walk far. Turn the corner of this giant berm here. obviously the other lake. I did not even see a mama deer hiding in plain sight there. I'd heard a noise, which I've read that it means it's sort of a standoff kind of aggression type things. I've been filming that little pond. Now they're not too worried about me. I got too close there for a second. And here is Lake Van. I think we'll do the short little trail around it. Spillway here is kind of broken and leaks. There's provided habitat for a nice little colony of pillau. This little barn is dry. To be as close to the parking area as this trail is, it really is quite nice. Quiet. Lots of turtles in the water, things to see. Dragonflies. I'm sure in the spring there'll be a lot more plant life to examine. There's a little bridge. A nice little trail this has been. Looks like you take a shortcut up this way, but we're gonna round it out. Stay true to the lake, close to it. This is only fitting we go back through a power line cut. So very little in the way of wildflowers to look for. But, oh, here's some blackberries that lady was telling me about. Yes. Delicious. One little encounter here at the end of all this. Hope you enjoyed all these little streams and things that we saw, and the deer and the hidden lakes. Until next time, keep exploring and stay wild.